Okay, we're back, and what do we leave off in the
We love to just say Bond. We're basically talking about the say Bond show here.
Yeah, so we were talking about David Harari. Yeah, he did. Actually, he did start that rally in the fourth game with a two-run homer over the left fielder's head.
Yes,
so he did make it 9-2 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
There's one we didn't do the MVP award yet, and it was a very tight race, and Ali Marshall edged out Henry by 5 points, which is about as close as you could get.
I knew it was
But
close.
you know, Ali deserved it. I mean, pitching and defense and offense, he put up scary numbers, and his team did so far. So
I got to tell you here, I was a little surprised only because the year before Eddie Richie didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
His numbers, I don't think, were as good as Henry's this year, because Henry almost had a triple crown, a lot of home runs. He had like 5 triples after 2 weeks, and he lost out. So I think he was a little bit surprised also that he didn't win. I think the difference may have been that Ali's a pitcher, where Eddie's a shortstop's also pretty important, but I think maybe that made the difference. Also, I think when Eddie, one last thing I mentioned is, like, when Eddie won last year, there was some people that said, you don't make the playoffs, how are you the most valuable player? So I don't know if people want to do that 2 years in a row.
It's an old story that was told on the Met telecast by our competitors on the Met telecast a few nights ago, when Ralph Kiner, after having an unbelievable year on the Pirates, and they lost 100 games, and he went in for a raise the next year, and the owner told him, "Listen, Ralph, I could lose 100 games with you, I could lose 100 games without you."
yeah, right.
So, but on the other hand, to Henry's defense, what if he had 2 more RBIs this past year and he won the Triple Crown?
Right.
Are we going to say that a Triple Crown winner
Yeah.
wouldn't have won the MVP? That would have been unprecedented. So are those two Riddies really the difference?
That's good. I never thought of it.
So
that way.
it could go both ways, and I had a very tough struggle with my vote. So I was back and forth. So either way, it would have been fine.
Yeah, but also I have to say, I mean, it's not like you lost to a guy that didn't have great numbers. I mean, Ali's numbers were ridiculous, and he was pitching. So I mean, it was such a close race, and even they both had great numbers. So somebody had to win, but I guess he did have some people.
Yeah, I think if we make the play,
it's not good enough.
if we make the playoff season,
Oh,
which it could have been,
automatically.
a sweep by
I
either
think
of
that
those
hurt
teams the last week of the season situation,
For
and
sure.
Dirty dozen. So, or like NRJ said, 2 more RBIs is Triple Crown. So he was like this close.
Yeah, he had a great year. He had a great year. Really
Now,
great year.
Ali, I don't know how many votes he got for it must be the combination of the hitting, the pitching, and the psychiatrist role on that team. So you got to credit Ali. He had an unbelievable year. And Hank is the hard luck loser for playing on that team. Not being able to lead that team with Douglas to the playoffs.
Hammering Hank.
Hammer and Hank.
So now that's a recap of last night's game. Any surprises that you thought about that should have won?
Well,
lost?
as far as Gold Gloves or
Yeah, any of the different.
I mean, listen, you're always gonna have bickering, and I should have won, or I thought I should have won. I thought second base could have won either way. I thought Lee had a great year, but I thought Eddie Michon had a great year too. I thought that could have won either way. Shortstop is always going to be a battle, between Henry and Mo and Eddie Richie. And you got a lot of good shortstops. So, but I was happy to see my, Mo Shamma, because I think I played with him. The guy is fantastic. I mean, I always said him and Henry Shalom, they're incredible. And Eddie Richie is great too, don't get me wrong, but those 2 guys are dynamite.
That's what we were talking about before. The shortstops in this league are excellent, and so are the center fielders, the young center fielders.
But this is the first year I got to play with Mo Shamma, and I got to witness it every week. The guy's great. I mean, the guy makes plays. And
he plays deep at short.
He plays deep. He recovers with the hard throw. And
his arm is got to be better than anybody.
No, he rifles it to me, and I'm there. And I say, just throw it as hard as you want. I will be there. And I thought center field really could have won. And I love my nephew, Jackie, and he's great. But they could have went to Jack Abadie.
We talked about that earlier.
That was the only thing. But other than that,
it was a very tight race over there too. But
I think they did a good job overall. I think the people spoke, and I thought for the most part, they got it right.
Yeah. So we touched on it earlier. We have a major announcement to make.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just when you thought the 2010 season was going to come to an end,
right?
we signed a contract to play against the Brooklyn AA All-Stars.
Oh, really? All-Star, okay.
Yeah.
Another game,
This Sunday, July 18th at Dow Avenue, Joe Player Park, a 9-inning game.
Maybe they should play the Bachelors instead.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The Bachelors are going to be on the surfboard, so they're stuck with us. But they keep coming back to Brooklyn, guys.
Yeah,
so
well,
you know, they want the All-Star, so we're going to give it to them, and we're here to announce for the first time
All right, let's
the All-Star team.
Let's
See.
He was hiding the paper.
Yeah. Wow.
First of all, the coach is going to be none other than Martin Jemal, coach of the champion.
Coach of the year this year.
Coach
Legend
of the year.
Marty Jemal.
Also, assistant coach and catcher and DH, Dr. Chucky Abadi.
By the way, Chucky had a great offensive postseason this
Yes, he
year.
did.
Cannot be overlooked.
Yeah, he's unreal.
He had
beat
a
us
bunch
with
of
a
clutch
hitter
hits.
this
He's
year.
not
Yes, he
just a
did.
coach or
No,
you
he's
know.
a great hitter, great single sitter.
The outfield is going to be Allie Marshall coming out of the
Okay,
pitching
wait,
position.
that's where he belongs, by the way.
I agree.
Jackie Towell,
Okay,
Jack Abadi,
Wow.
and Joe Chira.
excellent.
Wow.
I don't know how you can go wrong with
No.
Decent guys, I guess. You know.
You know,
I think
they're
they're
all
okay.
four studs, and, you know.
the infield. Morris Shama, Eddie Richty, Henry Shalom,
Wow.
Michael Solomon, Sammy Towell, Eddie Michon, Lee Zakaria,
Wow.
Sali Shahabar, Svi Goldberg, DH, Eli Patesh, the career hit leader in the
Tony Gwynn.
YMSL, yes. Catcher, you have a platooning Jody LeBose and none other than Dashless Report's own Norman R. Jamal.
Good to
Hey.
see Jody putting the catcher's gear back on,
Yeah.
by the way. He was mostly a DH this year, so.
Well, is he catching or is he hitting for the catcher?
He's
or is
going to
he-
hit, probably.
Yeah, right.
Your
Okay.
take in
AB's
the
away from
you
in
got
the
it.
youngster game does have something to do with
That's
this.
true, that's true, maybe.
That's this Sunday, right? The
And
18th?
pitching, listen to this combo, Steve Azer and Ike Edid.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
That's a great
So,
I think someone got to call Hot Salah after that lineup for Ike Mal and AB
Ike
Cohen.
Mal is
If
pitching.
they're watching
there you go.
this, they
Is
better
it?
call Hot
Okay.
Salah
Yeah.
for Ike Mal.
I'll
So
tell you,
we didn't get their lineup. They didn't send it in yet, but I can't believe it's going to be anything like this. So once again, that's at Dow Avenue, Sunday, July 18th, 10 o'clock. That's at Joe Playa Park. Bring your friends, family, and we encourage everybody who still has their T-shirts from the YMSL All-Star Game, under 25, over 25, please wear that. And that's going to be the final game in the 2010 season, and hopefully it's a victory for the YMSL.
Yeah,
Has Brooklyn ever won this game?
No, since I've been playing, we never lost once.
I
Never
think,
lost once.
I believe when you guys played a couple of years ago, you were disgraced that you only won by you won 13-12.
I think Maurice hit
Actually,
one
there
game,
was a
Maurice hit
Maurice
the
had a
game winning hit.
I saw a bunch of guys
Yes.
after, like at J2 or something. I remember bumping into them. They were all pissed off that the game was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we never lost. Every
But,
All-Star game I played in, we never lost to Brooklyn once. And
But,
I'm dating back to Louis Jerome.
Oh, wow.
Louis Deli.
But Daniel Towell from the Brooklyn All-Stars is trash talking
Okay.
and guaranteeing victory. So
Did they do that last year too?
yeah, they do that every year now.
Guaranteeing victory. Interesting. Okay.
So
we'll see what
we got
happens
something to
then.
look forward to, and we'd like to thank Sammy Towell from the Insane Organization, and once again,
Congratulate the Insane
Yes.
Organization once again.
Norman Jamal and Douglas for all your work this year.
Thank you, Bobby, for
And
having
the,
us. And we had a great host. I mean,
yeah.
he's building us up
It was
all
unbelievable.
the time, but we had a great
You
host.
guys did a great
He's
job.
got all the preparation before the.
We had
Yeah,
a great
great
year, and
Next year, we want to increase to around 7-8 analysts on each field. We want to get 14 camera crews, better lighting crews.
42
And
angles.
I'm sure the league won't mind that the dues will be increased next year.
There's ESPN
I'm
2 and 3. You know,
It's
we need
scary.
Also-
Right, YMSL
People are
too.
going to Brooklyn.
also
kidding.
let's not forget that. Well, we forgot.
And get analysts that know what they're talking about
Right.
as far as
Yeah.
predicting.
Well, listen, that's part of the fun.
I'm
The
joking.
predictions are always wrong. That's,
Now we like the little target on our back then. It was,
Yeah, Sammy's still with the lack of respect for Insane, but
Now we got the respect. We have the trophy.
I got to tell you, though, the ticket stub for the Game 4, that amazing comeback, I already saw it on eBay. Just the ticket stub
Wow.
selling for like 30, 40 grand.
Wow.
Just the ticket stub, because even though that team ended up losing, that game was
All
unbelievable.
right, and we got to go now, but stay tuned. We're going to be back in a couple of months for the hot stove
From the
league.
winter meetings.
Yes, from the winter meetings in Orlando, and see you soon.